Hello, I'm Rico Cavella. Welcome to this episode of Fearless Aging, where in every episode, my guests and I, we strive to offer you proven tips and strategies that you can implement immediately to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So we're here to inspire you and empower you to become your best self so you can go out and make a bigger positive impact in the world. So I have two segments for you today. They are pre-recorded videos that I recorded. The first one is my top 7 permanent fat reduction tips. So this will be really helpful for you if you need to reduce that excess body fat. And the second segment is my top 10 longevity tips. So if you want to live longer, because we can, this will be a really important segment as well. So we'll get right into it. At first, I have a quick short message from one of our sponsors, and then we'll get into the first segment. Stop forcing down those massive pills that end up in your toilet, not in your bloodstream. Hello, I'm Rico Cavella. For the very first time in my 43 years as a personal trainer and wellness coach, I am endorsing and recommending a unique line of nutritional supplements. Superior Source produces an exclusive line of microlingual tablets that dissolve instantly under your tongue. I have a hard time swallowing large tablets and capsules, but these tiny tablets are the easiest to take I have ever found. These products are clinically tested for purity, potency, and have the highest rate of absorption. Microlingual tablets are ideal for those with digestive challenges and for infants and children, as there are no pills to swallow. They offer a full line of key nutritional supplements, including many for children. So why give these supplements a try? They're easy to take, highly absorbable, and inexpensive. Join thousands who have ditched their pills. One tablet under your tongue will make you a believer. All right, here's our first segment.
Hello, it's Rico Cavella, America's healthy aging trainer and creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle. Today's wellness training video is entitled, My Top 7 Permanent Fat Reduction Tips. Now, if you've been struggling with dieting and trying to lose weight and never being successful and really being able to keep it off, you're in the right place. This video is really for you. I've got some really exciting news for you. I'm going to show you right now, at this very instant, how you can end your struggle with dieting and losing weight forever. You're never going to have to diet or try to lose weight ever again. Does that sound good? Are you excited? Are you excited as I am to show you? Okay, you ready? Here we go. Number one tip. It's called stop. And what I mean by that is stop trying to lose weight. It doesn't work. Obviously, it doesn't work. Did you know that? You probably know that America is the fattest country in the world. Over 2/3 of our population is overweight, and half of those are considered obese. The weight loss industry is a $100 billion a year industry. So you would think that people are spending $100 billion that we'd be a nation of thin people, but we're getting fatter and fatter. Weight loss doesn't work. It's even the wrong psychology thinking about weight loss. We don't like to lose anything, right? What do we normally do when we lose something? We go and find it. That's what people do. You lose some pounds, you go and find them and put them back. You need to get that completely out of your mind about trying to lose weight. Diets are totally counterproductive. They mess up your mind as well as your body. So here's what I want you to do. If you have a scale in your house, I want you to pick it up, go outside and throw it out in your trash. Never weigh yourself again. It doesn't matter how much you weigh. Now, of course, if you have some excess body fat on you, which is actually what I like to call just stored energy, it's stored energy. You got a lot of energy. You just got to use it, right? So I'm going to show you what you need to do to really master the shape and health of your body and get that trim, healthy, energetic body that you desire, that you deserve. So pay close attention. This is what you really need to know. Okay, I hope you're feeling real excited right now because you never have to diet or worry about weighing yourself again. All right, so the first thing you have to do, number 2, is love. And what I mean by love is you've got to love yourself. You've got to love yourself. You've got to love that body that's yours. That body you have is your gift. And it's miraculous. It can do great things, and you have a body that's unique of anybody else's. So I think what I've learned as being a personal trainer for all these years, 33 years, is that one of the reasons that people don't really stick with a healthy eating program or exercise program because they're just so down on themselves, they're feeling bad about themselves, they don't respect their body, and they don't stick with it. You got to realize your body is your gift. It's your vehicle to do what you're supposed to do here on earth, and to live your purpose, and to make a difference in the world, and to enjoy your life. So you got to really appreciate your body. Find your life purpose. And then you'll really want to take good care of your physical body. Now, if you need help with this, one of my ebooks, you can find it on my website, agelesslivinglifestyle.com. It's called Real Clear, Real Fast. That'll help you about learning how to find your life purpose and really how to love yourself more. So that's it. You've got to love yourself. And then you'll create that body that's really just right for you. Okay, number 3 is hormones. So many people's hormonal systems are out of balance these days with all the toxicity that we have in the world today and stress, and particularly women. So our hormones are chemical messengers. They're the actual messengers that go to all the cells and organs and glands and tell them what they're supposed to do. So they're not getting the right message. They're not getting to where they need to be. You're just not going to be able to function. You're not going to be able to lose that excess body fat, especially if you have a problem with your thyroid, which is controlling your metabolism. So you really need to consult with a holistic or integrative medicine doctor or a naturopathic doctor who knows how to do safe, effective natural hormone replacement, or how to balance check you out and see if you need to get your hormones in check. You also need to be checked out your gut to your GI tract. We have so much problems in our GI tract these days with candida and overgrowth of bacteria. That's another thing that's really affecting your health, and it's creating undigested foods that are getting back into your system, and so your body just stores them as fat. So that's another important thing, and you really need to get checked out. So that's really the big thing. That's really the most important thing to start before you start any kind of a program. Now, number 4 is, again, talking about detoxification. We live in a very toxic world these days. There's just tons of chemicals all the time in our air, in our water, in our food, and in our liver, in our kidneys, and get overwhelmed. They just can't handle it all. So you know what happens when it comes to fat? So our body's always trying to protect ourselves. So when we have overaccumulation of toxins, it stores it in fat. So it takes it away from our vital organs and it puts it in fat. So if you have a lot of excess fat in your body, that's pretty toxic. And so your body's is holding on to that fat because it needs it to store all these toxins. So you need to get with a really good, healthy healthcare practitioner who knows about how to detox properly, safely, because everyone's different. And then your body will be able, when you detox, and your body will be able to let go of that excess body fat. So that's another tip that not many people are really aware of. And so now we have a really safe and effective 21-day detox on my website called agelesslivinglifestyle.com. You can also check that out. All right, number 5, it's just water. Water is so important. Your body cannot function properly if you're dehydrated. If you weigh 200 pounds, half your weight in pounds is 100. You should be drinking about 100 ounces of purified water every day. And one of the reasons that water is so important is that because, again, if your cells are not hydrated properly, they're not going to be able to do all the functions, and their metabolism is slowed down, and it can't function properly, and it can't help to burn off all the excess fat. And also, many times when you think you're hungry, you're just actually thirsty. So a lot of times when you feel hungry, drink some water, that hunger will go away. So drink plenty of water. And number 6. Now some things seem kind of obvious to you. You think, I know that. But if you may know it, but are you doing it? That's the thing. You got to do it. So number 6 is you got to eat real food. Again, today, all this processed, packaged, genetically modified, all this chemicalized food products that we have on the market today, all this fast food and junk food, is killing people and making people overweight. You've got to eat real food. Real Food is my very first book I wrote back in the 90s called Real Food, Real Fast. It's how to make healthy, fast food. But real food is real simple. It's organic fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and whole grains and some healthy animal products that are raised naturally, not in a cage, not fed hormones and chemicals, and raised naturally. That's what real food is. You start getting real food, and here's another tip now. You really need to burn excess body fat. You got to eat more raw food. In fact, you could go on almost a whole raw food diet for a while, but at least 50% raw food. It's impossible when you're eating raw food to really put on more body fat. So it's so important to eat food, real food, and get this junk food out of your diet, or you'll never be able to release all that excess energy you have on your body. And also, you can go to my website and check out my book, Real Food, Real Fast. Okay, and the very last one, number 7, you guessed it, it's move. You got to move your body. It's still no matter what. All these other things are really important factors, but it comes down to it. If you're taking in more calories than you're going to burn, your body's going to have to just store it as excess fat. So every day you got to move. Now you don't have to be extreme. You don't have to be running miles. And there's so many wrong ideas of how to exercise right for fat loss. But again, if you go to my website, I have a book called Real Fit, Real Fast. It'll give you the right information of how to exercise safely and properly. And again, you just have to do it on a consistent basis. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to run miles and miles and do all this crazy stuff. It's just got to do. So this is it. This is the basic ideas. And if you're really serious now, you can go to my website called breakthroughweightloss.com/book, and I have a free book for you there called Stop Insanity. And it's really going to give you in detail what we went over here today, and then really what you need to do. And then it can refer you to my, we have a product called the Fun Program for Mastering the Shape and Health of Your Body. It's 6 CDs, 2 DVDs, and a 60-page guides book that will really give you the right information and will guide you through a process of really being able to master the shape and health of your body and get that body that's just right for you so you can really feel good about your life and then go on with your life and make it a better world for everybody else and enjoy your life. So once again, though, we've got to remind you now, knowledge without action is useless. So you've got to take action on what you learned here today. So thanks very much for watching, and always remember, be bold, never be old.
Okay, we are back. I have another short message from one of our important sponsors, and then we'll play the second segment of my top 10 longevity tips.
Perfect world, we would all be happy, healthy, and successful. But stress, family, genetics, and life's little surprises take their toll on our brains, our bodies, and our psyche. And our quality of life suffers because we're not functioning at our best. Well, you can start by training your brain with the Quantum Mind method. This is not a game, and it's not a toy. It's developed by the world's only brainwave entrainment engineer, backed by over 40 years of research and development. It's 100% natural and couldn't be easier to use. With regular listening, your brain will naturally become stronger, more efficient, your most reliable ally, and all with almost no effort. You can achieve anything you want and get the most out of your life with the Quantum Mind method. The world is yours, so take it. Take it now.
All right.
Hello, it's Rico Caviglia, America's healthy aging trainer and creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle. Today's wellness training video is entitled My Top 10 Health and Longevity Tips. Now, if you're like me, you really would like to avoid disease and old age and live a long, healthy, and energetic, and vital, and productive, successful, happy life, right? Yes, of course you would. Well, you know what, though? Science now tells us that our genetic potential is to stay healthy until age 125. That should be our lifespan, but yet in America, we know our life expectancy is only about 80. So that means most people are not doing so well. They're missing out on about 45 years of living. And we also know that America is now one of the most unhealthiest countries. So that's why I developed what I call the Ageless Living Lifestyle. And these 10 health and longevity tips are really the essence of my Ageless Living Lifestyle wellness system. So if you're really sincere, you really do want to live longer and healthier and really live a productive, engaged life, pay close attention, because this is really the right stuff. This is what you really need to know. So we're going to go through these 10 kind of quickly. So pay close attention, maybe take some notes. So I'm excited. Are you excited to see what they are? All right, let's get going. Here's the first one, most important one. Number 1 is believe. Now you have to believe that you can stay healthy, and that you don't have to get old. Remember, old is just the state of your mind and the state of your body, and those are both choices. We have to age, but you don't have to get old in the process. We can stay healthy. So that's the very first thing. I hope you're familiar with the most important life lesson that we need to learn is that our beliefs and our thoughts are creating our actions that we take, so they're actually creating our reality. Our beliefs are creating our reality. So once you understand that, then you realize that quite often we have limiting beliefs that are holding us back. And I'm sure you've probably heard Henry Ford's famous saying, whether you believe you can do something or you can't, you're right. So that's the first thing. You have to believe that you can stay healthy all of your life and live a long, healthy life. And I'm here to tell you that I believe that we can, and this is the system for doing it. So that's the most important thing. First of all, make up your mind, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay healthy and energetic all my life, and this is how you're going to do it. So that's number one. Number two, this is the one I like the most, and this is actually the second most important of all. This is going to kind of surprise you. This one is called fun. Fun, yes. You know, not too long ago, they did a nice survey of centenarians. That's people who lived to be 100 and were still fairly healthy and could communicate really well still. And so they asked them a whole bunch of questions. Why do you think that you lived this long and stayed pretty healthy? And there was one answer that almost 99 out of 100 had. And you know what that was? That's it. Fun. Hey, they had fun. They enjoyed their life. That's one of the most important things for good health, is to have fun. You know, when I speak to groups, I quite often like to ask people, raise your hand if you're having a lot of fun in your life. And you know, there's a lot of people who don't raise their hand. You know, we've kind of gotten into this stressed, fast-paced society that people get so serious and so stressed out that they don't even know what fun is anymore, you know. So it's so important to, ask yourself that question. If you're not having a lot of fun, you better slow down and say, hey, why am I not? What can I do to have more fun? Life's not supposed to be a struggle. Yeah, we have challenges, we're here to learn, to have these lessons, but we need to have fun along the way, or what's the purpose of it? So the next ones here are going to show you how to help you to do that. All right, number three. Number three is called slow down. You know, somehow we got into this fast-paced, rush society. And everybody you know, if you talk to, they're so busy, right? Everybody's busy. Oh, I haven't got enough time. I wish I had more time. I don't have time to do everything I want to do. Well, you know what? When you actually have those thoughts, you're actually speeding up your biological clock. You're actually aging yourself when you're feeling like you're rushed all the time and that you don't have enough time and things are just, you're in a big hurry all the time. So, you know, I like the old wise sayings, the old saying of slow down and smell the roses. It's so important. It's so important, you know. You know, as a matter of fact, I actually wrote a song called Slow Down, and we recorded it with my band. I did it for myself, but if you'd like to listen to that song, send me an email at my website here, agelesslivinglifestyle.com, and I'll send you a link. You can listen to my song, Slow Down. Maybe it'll help you to slow down. It's one of the best things we can do to extend our life. Now, number 4 goes right along with that. It's stress. We've got to reduce stress. Again, somehow we got into this society of, again, like I said, just rushing, and everybody's feeling stressed out, right? You know, all of our technological advances are great, but it's really questionable if they've really improved the quality of our life. Yeah, we can accomplish so much more, but it makes everybody feel like they have to all the time, right? You're always on your phone, you're always on your computer, you've got to do this, got to do that. It creates so much stress. And we also now know that what manifests itself in our physical bodies, any kind of illness or disease, begins in our mental, emotional state. So if you're feeling stressed all the time, you're really stressing out your adrenal glands, you're putting a lot of stress on your immune system, and eventually you're going to break down, you're going to get sick. So you've really got to learn how to de-stress yourself and slow down, do some meditation, do some yoga, breathing, take more time for relaxation and reduce the stress. You know, it's like that, the best title of a book that ever's been, in my opinion, I wish I would have thought of it, it's Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. Good advice. Number 5. Number 5 is detox. Now, I'm sure you probably heard that. It's kind of a big buzzword these days, but it's so important. Again, we live in such a polluted environment. We get toxins from chemicals in the air, in our water, in our food. Toxins are built up in our body just from regular metabolic functions that we go through every day. So it's so important to get rid of all these toxins, but we're increasingly exposed to more and more all the time. So it's putting an overload on our liver and kidneys, and we can't get rid of all that stuff. So toxins are building up in your system, and again, they put a lot of stress on your immune system, and pretty soon your body breaks down again and you get sick. So it's so important to do a really healthy detox. So I really recommend, it's a kind of important thing to know how to do it correctly. So I recommend you talk with your doctor. Hopefully you have a holistic integrative medicine doctor or a naturopathic doctor that really knows how to do a safe detoxification program, because it depends on your current state of health how you go about this, you know. And now we do have a really easy and effective 21-day detoxification program on my website again, agelesslivinglifestyle.com. You can go there and check that one out as well. But it's probably best to first consult with your healthy healthcare practitioner. So it's so important to detox your body. And also, toxic thoughts are another problem that we have that contaminate our life as well. So anytime you're having any kind of toxic thoughts, you know, like anytime you're angry or you're complaining or you're blaming other things for going on, those are really creating a lot of stress in your body and making you ill as well. So you got to get rid of those as well. All right. Down to number 6. Number 6 is you got to eat real food. You know, my very first book I wrote way back in the 90s was called Real Food, Real Fast. It was called Real Food, Real Fast. And it's all about how to eat real food and then also how to make healthy fast food. And real food, it's real simple. Real food is organic fruits and vegetables and whole grains and nuts and seeds, and then some healthy animal products that are raised naturally out of a cage, not given any hormones, and are raised naturally, can also be healthy for you. So it's really important. Today, our food, most processed foods and packaged foods and fast junk foods are so toxic that they're really creating this epidemic that we have in our body today. So you've got to get you've got to get all this junk food out of your diet. You've got to eat real food. Now, if you want to learn more about real food and how to make healthy fast food, again, you can go to my website and check out my book, Real Food, Real Fast. Now, I also have a new updated version that has added 100 healthy and mostly raw recipes. You can check that out as well. Okay, very good. Number 7. It's called move. You gotta move your body. You gotta move your body on a regular basis. Our bodies are all about circulation and moving nutrients and things that we need to live throughout our body, and then getting rid of the waste products. A good analogy is, if you see a river, a healthy river that's roaring, running, moving downstream. It's got a lot of energy and it's moving. But if some of that water splashes out onto the bank and there's just a puddle there, what happens to that puddle? It doesn't move anymore. It just deteriorates and it becomes stagnant and it dies. Well, that's what happens to you if you don't move. You know, you got to get up and move. You don't have to do any extreme exercise, but you got to move your body on a regular basis. Now, in this video, I don't have time to talk about all those, what the best exercises are, but again, if you go to my website, I have another ebook there. All these books, these ebooks are only like $7. Real Fit, Real Fast. I'll tell you all about how you need to do a safe and effective exercise program. All right, and you'll learn how to do what I call functional fitness. So you got to move your body. Number 8 is medicine. You know, we have it turned around in this country. What's now known as called alternative medicine, natural ways to help your body to heal itself. It's called alternative by the mainstream medicine, who just put that out there so they can keep their place and keep brainwashing people to think that they need their system. See, our allopathic medical system is great when you have an acute situation. If you get into an accident, you're bleeding, or your bones are broken, they're fantastic. They can save your life, put you back together. But for most chronic illnesses that people go to see these doctors for, you know, for diabetes and obesity and cancer and heart disease and arthritis, their treatments are not only mostly ineffective, they're downright dangerous. You know now that it's commonly known that the treatment you get in hospitals, wrong drugs, overdoses, infections that you get, surgeries that go wrong, is the 3rd leading cause of death. It's a 3rd leading cause of death. So you got to be careful. My advice is stay away from the hospital unless it's absolutely a life-saving emergency. So you got to get into and we're moving towards more natural energy type medicine. So I think that's what you really need to know. So be careful about taking any prescription drugs unless it's absolutely life-threatening situation you have. Okay, we're down to number 9. And number 9 is to learn. You've got to keep using your brain. You've got to keep learning all your life. You know, it used to be thought that we had only a certain amount of brain cells at birth, And as they wore out and we used them up, our brain was getting weaker and weaker as we got older. But now we know it's not true. There's a new science called neuroplasticity. We know that by stimulating our brain, using our brain to learn, like learn languages, play music, just keep learning, you actually can create new brain cells and new brain neurons, and you can actually make your brain stronger as you age. So keep learning. It's so important. Don't retire from life. Use your brain. Be more creative. Okay, and the last one, number 10, is of course, you got to have a plan. You know, you can go through all these things and say, okay, yeah, I'm going to do some of this stuff. I understand this. I'm going to do this. But if you don't have a written plan, a system for doing it, it's probably not going to happen. So that, again, that's why I created what I call the Ageless Living Lifestyle. It's a complete mind, body, and spiritual system of proven strategies that will give you the best opportunity to avoid disease and old age and live a healthy, energetic, fun, productive life. So I really recommend you go to my website, agelesslivinglifestyle.com, and check it all